going to have huge implications, not just for the cost of living domestically, but also our balance of payments metrics. We already have our imports being almost 4 times our exports. And the last time Jamaica was derailed and put in a bad balance of payment position was in the 1970s as a result of the first and second oil price shocks. And since then, our productivity has not recovered.
So we see where the Caribbean is heavily dependent on imported energy, as you suggested just now. Are regional economies prepared, though, to absorb this kind of spike that we might see in the oil prices?
I mean, the typical reserve position, as you know, is always 12 to 16 weeks of goods in the reserve. Jamaica, we've been different because we have been trying to appease the global international community by amassing large amounts of reserves. So we have over 4 billion US dollars here. But remember, this is now giving the Caribbean a reasonable ground to introspect and to say, who are we as a sovereign nation? As a regional bloc, if the Caribbean were supposed to come together, it would improve a lot of our ability to cope with these external shocks. For one, we have oil producers here in the Caribbean, and if we were supposed to leverage them and to get oil from them through some sort of bilateral agreement, whether through CARICOM yes or through CARICOM no, then that would appease a lot of the tension that we are expected to face in the Caribbean. But you see this global war that is taking place, it is important because what it does, it is now putting into perspective where the world is and where the world is headed. And the Caribbean must recognize this. Our leaders must recognize that we do not live in isolation. And as a result, we have to revisit these CARICOM agreements as it relates to the movement of goods, the movement of people, and the movement of finance. Because we have to now recognize, what does Jamaica have that Trinidad needs? What does Trinidad have or Guyana have that Jamaica needs? What does Barbados need? And then we put these needs on a table and see how can we satisfy these needs within the regional bloc first, so that this out of region events have less negative effect on us. I mean, since Venezuela, the Caribbean has been at a disadvantage if you recognize what has been happening with Cuba, and the Prime Minister had to come out in defense of Cuba, because no matter your political philosophy, no matter your political inclination, Cuba has played an important role in assisting Jamaica to be where it is in terms of its developmental path. A lot of our hospitals and a couple schools have been built by Cuba. And the situation is getting even more pervasive now because it is getting closer to home, because the globe is now a threat for World War III.
So, Prof, the oil prices, if we see them surging for a long time, could this possibly reverse some of the economic gains that Jamaica would have achieved post-COVID?
Yes. You see, COVID is what is considered to be a negative external shock. The hurricanes that we faced, Beryl in 2024 was also a negative external shock. Melissa that we faced last year was also a negative external shock.